Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Lady Nika, and to do If Loving You Is Wrong. I sure in the hell don't want to be right. I know that's right. Child, let me tell you something before I begin this review. I kind of I tried to record this a couple of times, but it was a part of this show last night that really touched home and made me become very, very emotional to the point where I used to be okay with, expressing myself on camera, even, letting y'all see the human side of me, which hurts sometimes. But in light of recent developments around the YouTube corner, it's kind of hard. I always feel like I can't never show that soft, vulnerable side to me that I used to show quite often in my early months on YouTube, okay? So I had to redo the video again because I just don't, I'm one of the strongest hoes I know. I don't give a damn. I don't need nobody to validate the fact that I'm strong, because the fact that I'm still here, despite all I've been through in my life, and despite what I've been through on here, speaks volume about my character. Many took and run. I stood strong and dealt with it. I dealt with what I had to deal with. And so this is a remake of the video because I really did kind of have a moment during that video recording that I did earlier. And I didn't want to put that out there. And that's something that I'm going to have to work on within myself. Being able to give y'all the thing, that part of me that made the ones of you that truly love me, my A1 from day one. I got to learn how to open up again, to this camera and to you all. But I did, I did delete the video, and I don't think it ever released or anything. I don't think it was set for public anyway, so you guys probably didn't see it. But if you did happen to by some chance seeing that video, hey, I'm only human. Sometimes shit get to me just like it get to you. Only thing is I have a platform where I can show that, or I can choose not to. And until I'm comfortable again, I'm not going to put myself out there like that now. As I get more comfortable doing the videos again and opening my life up, you'll start seeing that side of me that made you all connect with me on the levels that y'all did. Because I know it's my realness that you connected with. I'm a shit talker, whatever. But real recognize real. And for people that really know me, y'all know I'm good people. I fall down, but I got my bitch ass back up. And I want to say to the character April Jones Park or some shit like that. I can't remember what your name is, lady. But you play the character Natalie. And I want to say that if you don't get an Emmy or something, I know some shit is rigged, because you gave me the most riveting performance that I've seen in quite some time from a Tyler Perry production. I totally identified with you in your scene on last night, and girl, do you have you got a story, because can't nobody, only way I could have played that like you is the fact that I have a story. So, kudos to Natalie. Girl, I know I ride you down by acting all like you be acting sometime, but lady, you are an amazing actress. You really made me feel what you were saying last night when you talked about being a single mom. So let me go on and jump on into the episode, because I'm 4 minutes in and I'm long-winded as fuck. Now the episode starts off where we left back off last week with Brad choking the shit out of Marcy, and she winding up having to pluck him across his head with a ball and threaten to cut him with the sharp part. Now my question is, did Brad have a PTSD moment? Because after she rapped the shit out of him and tried to choke her, for trying to choke her, why he act like he didn't understand why she did that? He whining, talking about why you hit me, and he bleeding and shit. He acting like a big bitch. And I don't know if we dealt with, I know he was in the military. But I don't remember going, and maybe I need to go in my archives of this show and see, but does he sometimes suffer from some form of PTSD? Because he really didn't understand what he had did to her, and I think that he blacked out. And I've seen that before, where they don't black out like technically reach dead type of blackout, but the motherfuckers will do some shit and totally not recall that. I've been there. Now, I don't suffer from PTSD, but I do suffer from a badass attitude at some time and a tendency to want to kick a bitch ass. So that's probably, what I'm saying, y'all done did the research. I'm sure y'all done whatever, but child, that I've done that, and only time I've ever been like that is like when I'm pushed beyond that limit, So was he having a PTSD moment that made him not realize what he had did? She ain't give a fuck, and I don't blame her, because she was able to get free and she left that apartment. Now let's go down to the hospital where Lucia and Natalie is sitting by Joey's side, waiting to see what's gonna happen with him. And Essie, as they seem to be calling her this season, comes and she's like, oh, Natalie, I just heard. Are you okay? And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, we always ask folks that, but we already know the answer is hell no. She devastated, but she tell Essie, she said, girl, look, even if my son comes through this, he's still doomed, because he violated his probation. He is a convicted felon who had a gun in his possession. So whether he do well, he come through this or not, my son is doomed. If he die on it and, die in this hospital, he gone from me. And even if he wakes up, he's going to, and come through this, he's going to be taken from me, And that's when she gave us that performance I was just speaking of. She said, I feel like I failed my son. Where's his father? She said, we women like us cannot raise boys to be men, she said. She said, I always tried to instill in him to do the right thing. If you run up on Popo, do what they say. If you run into police, always look them in the eye and, son, please comply with whatever they ask you to do. She said, never in a million years that I have thought that someone from my own block will try to take my son out. Now that touched me deep. That's why I lost it on this show, because I know how they feel, Now, Trudy, I was married for a very long time, but when I left, my sons were still in that developmental stage in their life. And as a woman, I did all I could to try to instill in them to be good men, be law-abiding citizens, do the right thing. And when my oldest excelled, but my youngest son got in that trouble, which led to how y'all really met me in the first damn place, I felt when I came down here, I was cracked. I told you, I am severely cracked, but I am not broken, And I was cracked so bad by my son incarceration. I felt like it was my fault for leaving my husband when boys need to have their fathers there. And that is part of why I gravitated to and loved Sean Bradley so much, I know a lot of y'all done heard the stories, and y'all feel like y'all us, and you can make comments because we put the shit out there for you too. But on a real nigga level, for real, that is part of why I gravitated to that man. And even though we have gone our separate ways, I still have a level of respect for him, even though he may not share that same thing. I'm not trying to be the bigger person. I'm just keeping it 1,000 with y'all right now. We need more men like that in the community. We need more fathers to stand up, or more men, black men, especially in our community. We need men out here to catch these boys at their developmental stages and instill in them what we as women, despite how much we may love them, we can never teach a boy how to be a man. How can I teach my son to be a man when I just got down pat how to be a good damn woman? That's real talk. I was stuck out there. I know how my son must have felt, because even though he had me still, and, he still could get on the phone, call his dad, to go see his dad and all that stuff, I felt like I failed him, because all three of my other older kids, grew up, went to high school, graduated, went on to college and everything else, and did just fine. I was in the home. But my youngest was the one that I left him while he was still like 11 or 12 years old. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like in a lot of ways, some of what my oldest son got a chance to have with his dad being there talking to him and, doing things with him. You know how men do with one another. How they teach their boys and stuff. Same way women do with their girls. I feel like I cheated him in a sense by walking away, but I walked away for the safety of them and myself as well. Because when you're in an abusive relationship, yeah, you the one going through it first, but 9 times out of 10, at some point, that abuser is going to not only abuse you, but abuse your children, even if they're his. Okay? So when I had to break and run and be out there, trying to survive for me and my kids and basically running for our lives, that's why I don't have no problem when people try to call me names and be down in comments trying to rewrite what I said on a previous video when I shared that with you all, that little piece there that I felt like sharing. I don't regret doing what I did. I would do the same shit that I did years ago today. Okay? I will do that today if it saves my egg's life and my own. Okay? So that's why I'm not offended by videos being made, comments, people who say they once supported me, now they in the comment section calling me everything but a child of God because they have judged me based on what they heard and not what they really know. See, you got to open up a book. We can look at a book and think that it's the best book in the world and get through them pages and bitch, it's over with. Okay? But when you get into them pages, you learn more, is what I'm saying. Okay? You can call me a scammer. You can say I identity theft. Bitch, I do everything and then some again. And it kills me when people do that because y'all know I've been spilling real tea for the longest. Because let's go back to last year when I told y'all the first time I ever took a damn thing, I took a pack of pads out of Family Dollar for my child when we was on the run. Now, I got applauded back then for doing that. I was told I was a good mother. Even got a shout out. But today, I tell y'all, or recently, I tell y'all, I was on the run for a period of time, protecting my children and myself from an abusive situation that could have eventually led to my death or the deaths of me and my children. And I get torn down for that. Well, if that's what you think gonna tear me down, then you continue to do that, because I will rob, steal, and kill to protect my eggs. And I know how that woman felt in that scene, whether she know it from experience or she could identify, but for some reason, because of something that happened in her life. And I feel her on that. That's why that scene ate me up like that, because when you become a single parent, all you want to do is the right thing by your children if you love your kids. And everybody on here know one thing about me. I don't give a fuck. I'm a rider for mine for real. You know what I'm saying? People be talking about your kids grown, you need to let it go. Now, fuck you, bitch. You didn't lay down and have them. And you're not going to tell me at what time I need to let them go. I know what I'm doing. I ain't no rookie to this shit. I've been in the game for almost 30 years. Yes, my oldest is almost 30. So I ain't no rookie to this shit. But at the same time, I understand how she feel, because I find myself there even now. You know? And men's like Sean and other men's that take in underage boys and try to teach them and nurture them and mentor them to being good people in this world and not thugs, gangbangers, and killers and drug dealers. I respect them to the fullest, because they need that. A lot of these boys don't know what the fuck to do because daddy locked up, or mom and daddy done separated, or mama don't know who the fuck her baby daddy is. You know how this shit go. Y'all know how this shit go. But I got her on that. And even when Lucian went to try to give her some medication to calm her down, I understood when she said, I don't want to be numb right now. I want to feel every single emotion that comes with this. So when I'm done with it, I'm ready for battle. When my son went to jail on my ass, I wanted to feel each and every one of those emotions. So when he got home, I was ready for battle. And I fight hard for my son every day because he's a young black male out here with a felony conviction on his record. And even though he has made great strides to do better, he'll forever be ostracized because of a mistake that he made in a time period in his life where I'm sure he was just confused. He didn't have anybody. Boys ain't gonna come in here and talk to their mama like these girls do, because they feel like your mama don't identify. But if they got a male figure in their life, they usually do a little bit better. So I was here for her when she said all of that, and she did ask Lucian to make her a promise that everything is all gonna be all right. I can't tell y'all how many times, and see, this shit get to me, and I'm finna get ready to hit it and quit it, because I don't wanna. I used to ask somebody that was close to me all the time, is it gonna be all right when he get home? You know, I even found myself at one time, as the days got closer, I got scared, y'all. I was literally scared for him to come home, because if he come back home, then he's open to all the negativity that I felt like he didn't need to ever have been around in the first place. And I can't watch him 24/7. I sat there with my friend at that time, and I used to be like, you know, is it gonna be all right? And he used to always tell me, Nika, baby, you just gonna have to pray about it and do your part. Let him do his. If he wind up back there, then that's a decision he made. And I got it, but that's a hard fucking pill to swallow. You know, you don't know what your kids are gonna do. You know, you just never know. But he told her, he said, I can't promise you it's going to be all right. But what I can promise you is that I'm going to be there for you. And I'm going to be there for Joey, because I love you both. And he is our son. Child, that had hit me out. Y'all, they hit me up in here, all up and through here. A bitch was just, oh, I was all up and through, because that's what my fireman is for me. Even though I'm damaged in a lot of ways from them 17 years, the man patient. And through him being around, I watch my son find hope again. I'm not scared every time the phone ring or he go out that door that I'm going to get a call from SPD saying that he done went to jail, or I'm going to get a call from the police telling me I need to come down to the coroner's office to identify a body. Baby, when I tell you, I'm working on me as a woman to not be so broken behind what I went through from the age of 13 till I was 32 years old. You know, lupus involved in all of that shit too. But, you know, he told her that, and it even touched Esperanza, because she was over there up in her little brand new feelings, child, and she was thanking him, and he was like, thank you for what? And she said, just for being you. And man, I say that a lot to that dude. Even though I give him hell because of my own insecurities, he the type that don't run off, you know. He ain't, you know, done say, fuck you, bitch. I ain't got to deal with you. And there's genuine love for my son there. And that's all I want to say right there. I'll move on from there. Okay, now, is it me, or was Ben trying to stand up for himself in this next episode? I mean, this next scene. Because Eddie had found a way to get rid of Andrew so that Ben could hop back on that FBI database, because he looking for Claudia. But when he did tell him coast clear, he was like, sure, whatever, you the boss. Now, are you getting a little balls about yourself because you done been chit-chatting with Julian and you tired of Eddie mistreating you? Is that what that was? I don't know, but I'm here to see if he turn on you, Eddie. I hope he do. Now, Steven see Marcy in the hood. You know, she done came through. And he started questioning her, and the first thing he said to her, which was some shady shit he did, in saying this, he said, we need to identify your husband so we know who we looking for. And instead of him just picking up a normal picture of him, her husband, he gonna show her a picture of Randall and Alex in the backyard kissing. I said, you just messy, you bitch, you. But now Marcy mentally more fucked up than she was when she got there, and he started asking her questions like where she been and shit, like he was accusing her. Y'all know how the people can ask you questions that kind of like they asking you a question, but they already done tried and convicted your ass. So she feeling some kind of way about that, but it also must have had touched something in her spirit because, honey, soon as they asked about Brad, she spilled tea. From when to a time he arrived home down to now, child, and she gave out her address and told them they had her permission to search. Meanwhile, Brad at the apartment acting simple and slow. He got blood still on him. He trying to gather up the boots and the rags and all of that, incriminating evidence and discard of it, child. I'm like, Lord, white people, y'all don't know how to commit a crime, right? Because, baby, one thing you do, you clean your shit up. Clean your shit up. He wasn't even supposed to never went home with them boots on, but okay, whatever, y'all. Now, tell me down in the panty, what y'all think Brad did? Because we don't know still. We don't know. But she did snitch on his ass. And I'm going to say this here. Small said, you know, snitches get bitches and they wind up laid up in ditches like bitches. Okay, for real. Stop doing that shit. I understand that he kind of threw you for a loop when he attacked you. But did you really have to spill tea like that? And Brad, bitch, run. Okay. Now, let's go back to the hospital. Because Lucian is still down there. You know, stepdaddy extraordinaire. And they roll a body through there. And he happened to look over there and see his Pete. And y'all, why is Pete wide awake and ain't nobody told me nothing? Was he woke last week? Now, y'all know I was out ill last week. Was he woke last week? I don't remember seeing that. Now, I was in and out on that episode. But was he woke? Child, Lucian walked up to him and he woke enough to even have a conversation. He asked him, did he know where he was? And Pete said no. So Lucian explained that he was shot and he died at the hospital. Now, Pete looked like he was shocked about that, you know. He looked like, I've been shot. What? Well, Lucian tell him, you know, ask him, do you remember anything? And right now, because he just came out of that coma, he don't remember nothing. But you could tell that he want to talk to Lucian because he asked him, you gonna come see me? Now, I don't know if Pete acting in front of everybody because he don't know who to fucking trust at this point. Because you got this nurse sitting here saying, look, we can't really, you know, we got to transfer him. Soon as he came back out of his coma and we got him stabilized, we have strict orders to transfer him to a more secure part of the hospital. So Lucian told him, I'm going to come through and holler at you. Lucian, you better hurry up because if you don't, Eddie going to get to his ass and he going to be, you know, we're going to have to see him at the crossroad, okay? Now, Eddie done went over there to the crime scene down over there at Natalie and them way. I mean, not Natalie and them. Well, Natalie finna move in there, but she ain't moved in there yet. But he come down through there, and he being reckless, contaminating the scene, acting a damn fool, being an ass like he always do. And Stevens told him, man, why don't you chill with that? Put some gloves on. You walking all through stuff, messing up all the evidence and stuff. He said, you know what? You need to, you know what? Get out. Just get out, and I'm your boss. But Eddie said, don't make me have to remind you how you got that position down on your knees. Stevens clapped back. I don't know why you coming at me like that when you the one that likes to wear women underwear. What the fuck? Y'all, what? Is they trying to build up a storyline to say some shit been going on? And what part do Captain play in this? Is y'all doing services for Captain? I mean, what? Talk to what y'all think? Tell me down in them comments. Y'all girl, didn't that sound like some old? What kind of bullshit they got going? What kind of shit they got? Child. Okay. That sounded like some old faggoty bullshit. And I don't mean no disrespect. Y'all know I'm a LGBT community fucking advocate. So don't be up in your fucking sensitive ass feelings when I talk. Cause child, if some of y'all done said some shit to me and I'm still here, you'll be the fuck alright with that comment. And that's what I said. He eventually got tired of dealing with Eddie and them little threats. So he snatched Eddie on up in the colic area and pushed him on out. Now, Marcy then went over to Alex's house where Kelly is babysitting, and she just over there rearranging this woman's shit, mad, all up in her feelings, calling her bitches and shit. And while she in there doing that shit, Travis is outside in the car giving us 51 flavors of ignorant. Child, why the fuck was Travis in there with like 51 different personalities, and we seen them all in that one scene? He go from being let me see. He is psycho for one, y'all. I told y'all on my Black Ink Crew review, good dick, you got to watch. Okay? Now, he done went from begging like he sweat to want to punch a hole like Ike, rest his soul, to being a pussy boy like Safari, talking about can I come see you, child. He just all kinds of fucking crazy. And all of it is being taped because you saying it on her voicemail. So, Travis, you crazy as hell. That's all I have to say about you, bruh. Now, Marcy tell Kelly finally about what went down with Brad and the boots and stuff. And Kelly tired of being the girl in the middle. She said, I will not be the man in the middle this time. What we gonna do is we gonna pussy pop our ass on out here to these laws that's already outside this door. And we gonna tell them everything. And she had no choice, so they go outside to holler at the police, and that's where we left off with them. Now, the final scene of the night was some fool of fucking niggotry for his rocks, because you got Alex in that car still fake crying, you know how she but no tears ever drop. Yeah, she doing that. Study calling Brad to the point where he finally answer, and he asked her straight up, is my kids okay? She say, yeah, the kids are fine. He said, well, don't call me then, and clicked in her face. Now, instead of her just focusing on the road and go wherever the hell she going, which I'm assuming she going to see her parents to try to find out where her baby and what her daddy done did. But instead of her staying focused on that, she giving me damsel in distress, stupid white woman tease, because she sitting there trying to dial him back, then took her eyes off the road. When she finally put her eyes back on the road, there's a deer right there within feet of her, and she got to swerve to try to keep from hitting the damn deer and wind up hitting the tree. Child, this hoe will be alright. We see her next week. Yeah, the car gonna blow up. Then she gonna be out the car. I ain't worried about Alice, because I still say they coddle her too much. She needs to be held accountable. If we gonna come at Randall, get her too, because she was just as much a part of that as Randall was. It take two to fuck, and child, you did it, okay? That's how I feel about that. Now, y'all get down in them panties and tell me what y'all think Brad done did. Y'all get down in them panties and tell me, do y'all think what I said about Travis is true? And get down in them comments and talk to me about whatever the hell it is that you would like to talk to me about, because my ear is open to all of my original, true love things. Y'all know that's how I feel. Now, that's it for today, because hell, I done talked for over 4 hours getting these reviews out to y'all. I'll be back in the morning with Queen Sugar. I ain't fucking with American Horror Story, because child, I can't even watch that. I'm confused. I have to go watch Ashley Miller, and I'm still confused after I watch her. So child, whatever, I'm gonna let that go. Queen Sugar tomorrow night. In the meantime, in between time, please like, comment, subscribe. Feel free to tell a motherfucker about me. And I will see you tomorrow.